If you wait until the FTA quarter ends to organize your miles and fuel receipts, you are already behind. FTA is one of those things that sounds complicated, gets explained badly, and then quietly eats a weekend every 3 months. So here it is in plain English, what FTA actually is. The only 4 things you really track and the simple routine that makes quarter end a non-event. IFTA stands for the International Fuel Tax Agreement. Here's the plain English version. You buy fuel in some states and burn it in others. IFTA is how the fuel tax gets settled up between those states. Instead of filing in every state you drove through, you file one quarterly report with your base state. They look at where you drove and where you bought fuel, and the taxes get balanced between the states. Some quarters you owe a little, some quarters you get credit. That's it. It's an accounting problem, not a mystery. Everything FTA wants comes down to 4 things. 1. Miles by state. Not just total miles, how many miles in each state. This is the number 1 mistake, only tracking total miles. If you ran 2,400 miles this week, FTA wants to know how many of those were Texas, how many Oklahoma, how many New Mexico. 2. Fuel purchases by state. Every fuel stop, date, state, gallons, and amount. 3. The receipts. Save every fuel receipt. A photo on your phone is a start, but photos scattered across a camera roll are not a system. Put them in one place, organized by quarter. 4. Which truck? Every trip and every fuel purchase should tie to a specific vehicle. With 1 truck, this is automatic. At 3 or 4 trucks, it falls apart unless you track it deliberately. Here's the routine that makes this painless. Once a week, pick a day, same day every week. You do 3 things. Log the week's trips with state-by-state miles. If you're using ELD or GPS data, pull it while the week is fresh. Log the week's fuel purchases. Check that every purchase has a receipt saved. That's maybe 15 minutes a week. The alternative is reconstructing 3 months of driving from memory and a shoebox in the last week of the quarter. 15 minutes a week beats a lost weekend every quarter. Before the quarter closes, do 1 review pass. Do the total miles make sense for the quarter? Are state miles separated for every trip? Does every fuel entry have a receipt? Is everything tied to the right truck? Then summarize. Total miles per state, total gallons per state. That summary is essentially your filing. If you kept the weekly routine, this review takes 20 minutes. So miles by state, fuel by state, receipts per truck, logged weekly, reviewed before quarter end. IFTA stops being scary the moment it becomes a routine instead of a scramble. I made a free smallfleet./FTA Audit-Ready checklist. It covers the FTA columns you need, plus driver files, vehicle docs, and DVIRs. It's linked in the description. And if you want to know how audit-ready your whole operation is, the free DOT Audit Readiness checker below gives you a score out of 100 in about 3 minutes.